Sonic the Hedgehog, cool franchise, I like him. But the problem is that there's not a whole lot of branching out with Sonic, or as of recently. In the mid-2000s, that's all we were getting. We were getting Sonic Riders, Sonic Unleashed, you know, we have a mainline game, then we have a spin-off game, you know, Sonic Riders, we have other spin-off games, Sonic Rush, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but now it's just, you get Sonic Forces, Team Sonic Racing. So I'm here to change that. Today I'm going to be discussing what I want to see, or what I would suggest for Sonic pillars. Now, essentially what I mean is that, for the games at least specifically, I'm going to be talking about different things that can do with the games, like different spin-offs, main franchises, you know, stuff like that. And I'm going to specify this, that I'm not going to be discussing anything else outside of the games. I'm only going to be discussing, you know, just the games. Nothing like the movie, not comics, not merch, nothing like that. But without further ado, let's get started. Now, I'm actually going to hold off from the mainline series since I need to talk about that for a little bit. For now, I'm going to be talking about the sub-games, or the games that I should consider. They're bigger than the side games, you know, like they're going to be the main staple of the series, but they are not the main staple of the series in turn. So, you know, bigger than a side game, but smaller than a mainline game. And for this, what I was going to do, other than classic Sonic games, Christian Whitehead did a fantastic job in bringing back the classic formula for the games. And while I would consider something more modern, like making it advanced, I do see the appeal for classic Sonic, and I do know a lot of fans want him back. So I'm going to be creating a whole new franchise for him, or essentially just a bunch of 2D games in the same style of Mania and just creative levels. I'm also going to suggest making a Sonic Maker, like Mario Maker. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can create your own Sonic levels, you know, create your own Sonic games essentially. Now for a 2D Sonic Maker, it should include, you know, Sonic gameplay or Mania gameplay, Rush gameplay, and advanced gameplay. Just for those people who like those different kind of styles for 2D Sonic. These should be made by Christian Whitehead. Now, we talked about the sub-games, but what else could be done? Yeah, I knew people were going to say that. Side games. Now, with Sonic, there's kind of been a drought or a recent decline of side games. Like, now they've stopped doing kind of other style of games and they've only started to do racing games, which aren't bad. Well, didn't get promotion anyway, so I mean, this is what we used to. But I'm going to do different styles of side games, kind of like what Mario's doing right now. So first off, we're going to have side games for Sonic Rush. Now, I know I already brought up the fact that we're going to have classic Sonic gameplay, you know, already for a sub-game. But for fans that like Sonic Rush, mainly me, I really think that Sonic Rush should be given another chance. Especially since they already know how to do the boost formula, or at least they did do before 2017. So I think that bringing back that Sonic Rush gameplay style can really bring some, you know, some different variety of 2D Sonic. Not just having one style of 2D Sonic, but having two styles of 2D Sonic. I still do see the importance of having a Sonic racing game though. And for that, I'm going to be bringing back the Sonic Riders series. Now, with Team Sonic Racing, while it was pretty okay, I do feel it felt like kind of generic, especially for a character like Sonic, a fast character like Sonic who runs and he's just in a car like Mario or Crash. I do think Sonic Riders is a different approach, you know, taking the road less traveled. Besides, Sonic Rush has deeper stories and, you know, I like stories in Sonic games. I do think that having a Sonic racing game is important though. Like having Sonic on All-Stars Racing, that could be its own franchise, but I think for a Sonic Racing only franchise as well. So like having Sonic Riders for a Sonic only franchise, and then the All-Stars Racing as kind of a Sega thing, like a Sega celebration. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog, it's a game that exists. I haven't played it, but what it did was it gave other characters different stories, and I think that's what should happen in this current age. I think Sega, or specifically Sonic, has a whole variety of characters that it could use that hasn't been used yet, that could potentially be its own spin-off games. I'm not talking about having its own series. I'm not asking for Silver Game 1, Silver Game 2, Silver Game 3, but having different spin-off games for different characters, potentially just grabbing their origins and stuff like that. Like a Silver Game, I really want to see a Silver Game by like Platinum Games. It can be like a beat-em-up platformer kind of game like that, while having like, let's say, a Chaotix game where like you're doing stuff. I don't know what Chaotix game will be like. I just kind of said it's a golden here. Having that kind of gameplay style, while not having all of this thrown into a mainline game, I think could work really well. Like let's say we can have a Silver game, a Silver and Blaze game, to be more specific. That's what I want to see. Then we have a mainline game, and then like 2 years after that we can have like a Tails adventure game or whatever. I feel like that would be kind of interesting, you know, kind of discovering how like different play styles of different characters, but also discovering different stories that could work with those characters. I also think Sega owns Atlas, and Atlas make RPGs. Now I know Sonic and Dark Brotherhood isn't a very well received game, I mean I haven't played it, but I think a Sonic RPG could be really interesting, you know. Now I'm not saying this game has to be, you know, fast running all the time like any Sonic game, but you know, it could just be slow paced, you know, have an RPG, an interesting story that could work with an RPG story. Have Atlas produce it because Sega owns Atlas and they can do RPGs pretty well. I mean, they worked on a kind of popular game. It's called Persona 5. So I really think having that kind of stylistic, like that kind of style, aesthetic, and gameplay for Persona 5 with Sonic could work really well. I'm not saying it should be a blatant clone, but like have some inspiration from Persona 5, have a Sonic story that will work with an RPG style story, and we have a gameplay style. Now, the hardest thing by far to choose was having a Sonic party game. By this I mean like having an actual Sonic party game like Sonic Shuffle, having a battle game, like a fighting game like Sonic Battle. And I really do think that while having a Sonic battle would be really interesting, I just think like a Sonic party game like Mario Party would just be a little bit more, like a little bit over the edge for that. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't have Sonic fighting games. I do think having that in the All-Stars franchise, like having a Sonic and All-Stars fighting, a Sonic and All-Stars racing, I should make a whole video of one I want to see in a Sonic and All-Stars franchise. But for a Sonic party game that could potentially rival Mario Party, I think that would be pretty interesting to see how Sonic's spin can work on it. Especially since he has core fundamentals that are different than other platforming franchises. That would be a very interesting move and a very interesting take to see how it could work with the Sonic brand. Now I've talked about Subgames, I've talked about Sidegames. What more could I talk about? iOS games. Now, I'm not saying this is really an important one because I mean, an iOS game is an iOS game, just play it and that's it, it's on your phone. And most people play on consoles anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I think there are some iOS games that need to be on the App Store or Play Store. I don't own an Android. The first one is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I know there are some legal problems with the whole Michael Jackson thing, but if Sega can make it work, then they probably should try to make it work. The other one I want from a Sonic mobile game, and I know everyone's going to be like really confused when I say this, but I think the storybook games could potentially work on iOS. And I know you're sitting on your chairs potentially wondering, how would that ever work? I'm going to try my best to explain how that could potentially work. Have the game control like Temporum, where you have to move your finger across the screen to make Sonic go left and right, and try to get all the panels of text and dialogue on portrait, and we potentially have a good mobile game. And the game's only like 3 hours. I think that should be decent. And finally, for now, ports. Sega Europe handle the ports. So, what games should be ported? I think the 3 games that need to be ported onto Steam are Unleashed, Colors, and Heroes. Now, I've been hearing Unleashed, Last Source Code, whatever, but I don't care. I don't believe Sega have lost them years of coding for the game. So, I really believe that they have the source code and they're just sitting on it because, people hated Unleashed in 2008, so no one wants to play it now. But I think with the popularity of Unleashed, I think it should get a Steam port. Colors, I don't know why it hasn't gotten a Steam port yet, but if they optimize the controls to work on a controller, then it could potentially work. I don't know about the graphics being all pixelated. I think they might just have to, take a miss on that one. And Heroes on Steam because why not? I know Sega will never port 06 on Steam, and I'm willing to take the risk of emulating the game, even though I don't have a powerful PC or a PC. Also, we need a boost collection on consoles. I know Xbox can play Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Generations on Xbox, but PlayStation, the console that I have, cannot because the backwards compatibility. I'm not buying PS Now to play Unleashed or Generations, so I really think those games should be ported, especially since backwards compatibility and PS5 are just not collaborating together for some reason. I really think we need the boost games on current and next gen consoles. Maybe optimize the graphics to make it look nice. And finally, adventure titles on consoles. I think the adventure titles need to be on consoles. Now, there is a case where I would be fine with them not porting it on any current or next gen consoles. If the Sonic Adventure rumors are true, I feel like Sega would want to maybe bundle the game with the remakes. Maybe like make unlockable in the remix, whatever. So I really think they might do that instead. And if they do that, then okay, that's fine. You know, we can already play the games in the remakes, so it'll be fine. But if they're not going to do that, then they might as well do these. It's kind of sad that all of the 3D Sonic games aren't getting the love, while Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 get ported off the wazoo every single console generation. So I think we should give the 3D games the love that they deserve. And finally, the mainline games. The mainline games. What can I really say about them that I left it this far back? I'm scared. I'm scared for them, really. Like, I'm really scared that they don't know what they're doing with them. I'm really scared that Sonic Team maybe are just, I don't know, messing around with the games or whatever. Especially if we haven't gotten a developer update on how things are going with the new Sonic game. They've just been saying, oh, Sonic hasn't been announced because this, and this. Basically the same reasons that they give every time, pandemic and everything. But I really know what I'm going to say. 3D mainline game, 3D modern Sonic game. No classic Sonic, please. No classic. I don't want to see classic Sonic. No classic Sonic. Nostalgia 2D, nothing, none of that. And yeah, we should be set. So this is the Sonic pillars that I'm suggesting. Hopefully you like them, hopefully you don't like them. Let me know if there's anything that you specifically want to see inside of the Sonic pillar. You know, maybe the ice stud, maybe an extra pillar, you know, just for, I don't know, boom or something. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time.